Let's face it, we live in a diet-obsessed society. If we're trying to lose weight, we worry more about counting calories and eating less. But nutrition health coach Jeanette, I want to say it right, Jeanette Bronée argues that undereating only leads to over-snacking. She wrote a book called Eat to Feel Full. It has all kinds of great tips to reprogram your relationship with food. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Very
and this
nice
is really the key word, relationship with food.
Yes.
Why is it important to reprogram ourselves when it comes to that?
I think we've gotten very disconnected from not only where the food comes from, but also how it takes care of us. And so we eat from a very mental state. Is this good? Is this bad? Can I eat this? Can I not eat this? But we completely disconnected with how it makes us feel. And the reality is that food is the one first thing that we're looking for after we're born is nourishment.
Sure. And what I love is you work with your clientele is everyone from someone who wants to lose a little weight to people with eating disorders.
Yes.
So you really run the spectrum. Now you brought a bunch of whole foods here, which is what we should really be concentrating on.
Yes.
Right? Why is that?
Well, it's kind of simple in a sense. If we want to get back to connecting with our food, real food, whole food is the most simple way to do it. It's also good for the money because cooking for ourselves or getting whole foods is actually less expensive in the big run.
Right, because the processed food, all of that stuff is way more expensive than just buying simply. All right, let's talk about color first of all. Why should we be looking at color when it comes to our food?
Well, color not only nourishes our body, but also our visual and our whole impression of everything, right? But there's also something to these different colors because each color of these foods take care of different organs. So our liver loves green food, right? And our spleen and our sugar cravings is all about the sweetness and the yellows and the squashes and things like that and the beets, and so it's all very nourishing for different parts of our body actually.
And let's talk about the sweet factor because I read in your book, and this is so interesting to me, that if you have a sweet tooth, if that's your go-to sort of guilty pleasure, how do you quell that craving?
Well, we have sort of lost that sense that we're allowed to have whole grains and sweet potatoes and things like that. And so there's a lot of these foods that we bring them back in to our daily foods. Not only do we feel more full and satisfied and nourished, but these are sweetness. And we all need sweetness. We love sweetness.
So if you eat sweet potatoes or you eat cooked onions, you won't crave desserts, sweets as much?
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's actually, onion is one of those superfoods that not many people know is a superfood. It's amazing.
All right, how do you balance your nutrition in order to avoid snacking? Because I think that's where a lot of us get in trouble.
Yes. Well, a lot of people skip meals. That's one thing.
Right.
And a lot of times, too, we don't eat enough during the day. So it becomes one of those, oh, I eat a salad because I'm being good and I'm on a diet. And basically people end up in that place where they just go binging at night.
Right.
And the reality is that that's part of our survival mechanism. We can starve all day and overeat at night.
Which is the worst thing you can do in the world.
Exactly. Yeah. And that becomes the imbalance. And so a lot of people get stuck in emotional eating because they think that that's what happens to them. But really, it's also an imbalance of how we eat throughout the day. So full meals 3 times a day without all that snacking is actually healthier.
Now, for those who are kind of afraid of kale, because we hear so much about kale, how great a superfood it is, why don't you quickly show us how to make it real palatable?
Yes.
It's all about massaging the kale?
I massage the kale.
Okay, how do we do this?
Well, first you got to get it off the strip here,
Just
right?
strip it off the stalk.
And you got to really finely chop it, but I curl it up.
Okay.
You know, so you curl it up to finely chop it.
Right.
Right? And then
what
you do is you add a pinch of sea salt.
Okay, not much. Yeah, just a pinch.
It's a bit more than just a little bit because you actually need to wilt it with the sea salt.
Okay.
But you don't want it to taste like salt.
And then you massage it.
And I massage it. Get in touch with your food. It's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, wash your hands, but then massage it.
Yes, you got to wash your hands.
And then what else are you adding to it?
And then I add a little lemon or a little vinegar.
Okay, lemon or vinegar. Okay.
Yeah, you can add both, you know, but...
Okay, then a little olive oil?
And then a little olive oil right before you...
I love it. All of this?
No, not all of it.
Oh, not all of it. Okay. See, I would put all of it in. And then some pecans.
And then you can add a little bit of pecans to it, too.
This. See, this is right up my alley.
We need fiber, we need good fats, and we need good complex carbohydrates.
I'm going to eat right out of the bowl, Jeanette, because that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm the guy that drinks out of the milk carton, too. No, I'm kidding. Here we go. Wow. That is simple and good.
It's much easier to digest when you give it just that little bit of wilt.
I love it. All right, Jeanette Bronée, thank you so much. The book again is called Eat to Feel Full, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
This is terrific.